All right, so here it took me way too long than I would care to admit to find the membrane. So that took some time, but after I finally got it, use a paper towel, get a nice grip on it, yank that bad boy off. Binder of choice is going to be yellow mustard, bada bing, bada boom. And Granny's dry rub smoky brown sugar. It's got salt, brown sugar, obviously, dried garlic, dried onion, paprika, soy sauce, powdered soybeans, and some other stuff. This stuff is great. My grandma's used this for a while. Rub it in. And basically, once we put on the rub, we're just going to make sure we cover most of the yellow. And then we're just going to do the same on the other side. I'll just do like this. Make sure the yellow is covered. Side. Same difference. Basically, I'm going to get that too. Make sure this bad boy is nice and seasoned. Smoker right now, nor do I have access to my grill, but this is going to go in my oven for about 3.5 hours. All right, wrap it up. And then basically after wrapping it in the cling film, last time I made ribs, I let that sit for like 2 days, and I originally was going to do the same thing, but I got so excited, so I basically just let this sit for a day. This is Thursday, and then I cook it Saturday, so I guess it sat for 2 days, but more or less it's soaked in and basically absorbed a lot of that flavor. And then I put a little bit of a lighter coating on it once I put it here on the wire rack, and then I throw it in the oven 275 for 3.5 hours until it reaches temp. Pretty much 190 is your safe place for this. And so basically low and slow. I put it in the oven. I don't have access to my stove, or sorry, not my stove, my grill, because of outside work. But basically, threw it in the oven, sprayed it every 30 minutes after the first hour with apple juice, but you could do whatever you want. Apple cider vinegar with a touch of sugar, maybe. But yeah, put apple juice in a spray bottle for 1 hour. I let it go, and then after that, every 30 minutes for the next 2.5 hours, I just continuously gave it a very nice spritz of apple juice, as you can see. And honestly, I don't know the science behind it or why, but my father-in-law recommended me to do such, and I don't ask questions if I'm getting, instructions from somebody who does a dang good job at ribs. And obviously, if you guys don't know, when you're cooking ribs, you're going to know when it's ready. You're going to do the bend test after like the 3-hour mark, and make sure that the ribs got a nice bend to it. As the ribs continue to cook, you're going to see the meat start pulling more in and seeing more bones after a while. And then the best thing that you can do, and I didn't do it here, I'm ashamed. I was running really low on time because I had to go to work, but basically the meat was fall off the bone, pull apart, but not as much as I think it should have been. If you're able to poke the bone if you can use your finger, great. But if you're able to poke the bone should basically go in and out from the ribs. That's how you know it's pretty much ready, is when basically you could just pull a bone out, no problem. And I don't, unfortunately, have an example here to show you, but that's when you know that bad boy's ready, is the bone is just, you can pull them out, and it's just fall off the bone deliciousness. And then obviously, as you can see here, you can use whatever you like, but I love myself a good sweet baby Ray's. The meat is at about 170, and so basically it's going to be in the oven for another 30 minutes or so, maybe more, I think like 45, because again, 275, low and slow. I lather it with the barbecue and let that kind of continue to cook before putting more towards the end. But I love barbecue. I love it. And as I mentioned earlier, I'm picking up the meat from both ends, and as you can see, the meat has got a pretty good bend towards the middle. So you got a good bend to it. And then, like I had said earlier too, you could see the meat has pretty much pulled apart from some of the bones. The meat it didn't pull out. It should have pulled out a lot easier, in my opinion. But again, I was running out of time. But they still were so delicious and so tasty. You'll see me pick up the meat right now, and on your left side, my right, it completely tore off the bone, which is beautiful and kind of what you want. So flipping that over, I could have probably got a better crust of putting seasoning on the bottom. So I completely forgot to season the bottom, but basically it's also much easier for you when you want to cut ribs to put it on its top side. Show the belly, cut from the belly, and you'll get a better eye of where the bones are and how to cut it and so on. So yeah. But basically here, honestly, I think I could have given it more time. The temperature was 190, so maybe I should have gone a little higher. I'm gonna have to look into personally, why, unless it's just because I did it in the oven, but why the bones didn't pull out from the meat exactly, unless it's a different kind of spare rib or, type of rib. Because I use St. Louis. Like I said, not a cook, just learning and having a good time. So that's been the fun part of it. Just being able to see what I can do better and how I can do better. And for anyone giving me constructive criticism, I appreciate you. And obviously, as you can see here, I'm going to basically nice and juicy rib right there. You can see me squeeze it nice. I'm going to add a little more barbecue sauce here. That's obviously choice. Add what you want. But I add a little more barbecue sauce, lather that up, and then my wife and I had a little lunch before I had to go to work. And it was easy. I mean, minus the fact of having to pull it out every 30 minutes, it really is such a smooth and easy, meal to make. Pair that up with some sweet potatoes or, coleslaw. It's really nice. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoy. I hope you guys try it out, and I hope that it comes out great when you try it. Don't be scared. Have fun. And bon appetito.